Um, Good afternoon, entrepreneurs. I thought let me do this recording because we are struggling. We are flooded with a lot of queries, but the queries do not have sufficient information for us to be able to help you or even allocate a coach to actually assist you. So I thought maybe by doing this, it will help you, one, to document, but number two, also to understand where I'm coming from so that you have some sort of a perspective. I'm going to just share with you this big problem we have. So, someone sent a message to Tsagan. I'm providing student accommodation. I'm passionate about speaking and mentorship. I actually even know who this person is, but she's sending this or he's sending this without specifying what is the challenge in her business and what is she currently doing in terms of have she tried it. And then another example is someone who's in a chemical industry. Again, they are specifying what are their strengths are and stuff. We had requested for you entrepreneurs to send us stuff that you need help with. Again, someone here, I'm a facilitator. Well, is good, but the reason why these people are reaching out to us is because we said to them, please send us what are your challenges so that we can then pull in topics which we cover for the next 12 months. So we really are struggling. I mean, this is just examples. We have at least about 20 this, that are, so we have a big problem. And the big problem is that we have not been prescriptive when we're explaining our challenges for us as GAD to then find the right coach. So you need to be very specific. So I'm going to just go through the questionnaire that I've created. We'll stop sharing this so that it can then help you to continue to share with us the questions. Okay. We have created the questions right here. Okay, let's just do this. So, and again, thank you so much for reaching out to us. So the main purpose of this video is really to try to make sure that we are able to help you and provide you with the support. And we really would like to thank you for reaching out to us and trusting us that we will be the right people to assist you in this. So this is categorized in 5 areas. I think the 6th one is just us asking if you have any additional information. So one, we want to know about you and your business. How many years you have been in business in overall, because there are people that have been running businesses before, but maybe you close it or you are running them simultaneous. We also want to understand which industry does your business operate? What is the niche of that business? Because, for example, you could be saying, I'm in real estate. But then when we ask you, I'm in real estate, you ask you to go more niche. you can say, I'm in property development. But you can go more niche and say, I'm in property development for residential in student accommodation. So you gotta need to be very specific. So this detail is important to allow us also to have a view of where you are sitting in the value chain. Because you could be in student accommodation, but you are not necessarily selling or developing, you are actually maybe selling the student accommodation properties. So it could also be you are actually developing it, like I mentioned earlier, or you could only just providing leads to people who develop. So it can vary very much. So you gotta need to be very specific in your positioning in the value chain. This is also very critical, especially if you like things like we are in manufacturing, and in manufacturing you are doing the you need to be specific. You might say, okay, I manufacture lotions. However, in manufacturing those lotions, your position has been you sell that to retailers, or maybe you don't sell it to retailers, you sell it direct to customers. We need to be very clear when you are sending your question, what is your position in your value chain? If you say I sell to all, also specify that. So we just want to understand how you have positioned your business. Now, the number 3 is saying how long you've been operating this business. That's easy. Where is your business located? Again, this is very important. Which province, which town or city, so that we kind of can work out the LSM of that market. Now, what's your age group? This is very important. Please note in this questionnaire, you are not being asked for any personal information. Why? Because whatever that we do, this is a group coaching. So we will use your information to teach and coach others. Because as you are aware, at GAD, we teach principles so that it can help others. So your age group is very important because we want to work out what is your level of adaptability, but also what is more likely to work for you based on your age group. But it also gives us an idea when we are designing training programs, what age group of our target market or people that have reached out to us. What motivated you to start this business? That is very important. This is your why. If you are not sure about this, please consider looking at Simon Sinek to check how to actually define what is your why. Your why for us is important because it helps us to understand the seed for this business. There are people who will say, Precious, I started this business because it was the only skill I had. And I figured out that I saw some people succeeding it, and then I realized I also need to do something. So that motivation is definitely not going to be, I'm not going to look at it as a negative thing. It's more of understanding what background, what research did you do for you to say, this is the business I want to do. So that's why it is important for us to understand what motivated you to start this business. And this sometimes also is also important just to have a feel of what drives you. As we are coaches, we also need to figure out the things that drive you so that we will then position and assist you, customize your coaching sessions also. Now, why do you have, what else are you doing? Any other ventures? Do you have any other activities? So this number 7 is very important because some of you are running these businesses like a side hustle. Today, construction, tomorrow is cleaning. The other day, you are doing something else. tendering, or maybe it could be even what? I don't know. Most of you supply chain, you just supplying things stationary. I need to know what other things you are doing, because that then helps me to help you also to see if it can be integrated to one business. And if it's not, how then you should be managing that. So that is then just the A section. Section B is really focusing now on us understanding your business goals. Describe them in both short-term and long-term. Please use SMART criteria and make sure you keep in mind just a perspective in terms of the goals. This is the capacity and learning and growth that we have picked up in terms of internal processes, in terms of customers, perspective, and financial. Guys, if you're not sure about that part, I am gonna try to, I will put a video that is explaining those here. And I hope I do remember, but if I don't, I will at least put it in the description. This is purely, should be aligned to your strategy, because you should have a strategy that you're working on. And then in the category C, we're talking about current challenges. So current challenges is really around us understanding your primary problem that you are facing. And please feel free to provide the examples. Also tell us, what have you tried before? Indicate what worked, what didn't work. This gives us the context and the environment you're operating in. If these challenges are not addressed, what will be the consequences? What will be the result to you, to your business, and your family, and the community that you support, especially if you have employees? Now, moving to D, your target audience. We want to know, who's your ideal customers? Are they B2B, B2C, B2G? Share their demographics, their interest, and any other relevant information. Have you created a customer profile? Can you share that with us? And you don't need to be too detailed. You can either even attach it. I mean, it will take me very few minutes, or the coaches very few minutes, just to read it through. Available resources. What resources can you allocate to address this problem? This may include the skill, finances, it may personal support from friends and family. Just tell us, what resources do you have? I know with this one, most of you are gonna say, Precious, I have no skill, I have no time, no. That is not true. That's a poverty mindset, to think that you actually do not have anything. So just list as many that you have. If you're struggling with this, maybe have a session where you are listing down the resources, the things that you've managed to do in this. Consider also doing gratitude journal relating to your business. And then the last part, any additional information that you think is actually going to help us to understand you better, understand your business better, but also the problem that you have. For example, maybe you might just add and say, I have seen these possible opportunities, but because of these challenges that I'm facing, I'm not sure how to approach these challenges. So thank you so much for going through this questionnaire and completing it. And we really appreciate. We will then work on this and personalize it based on the information that you're going to provide to us. Thank you. Okay.